with Bo. So we're about to go for our walk, lifting up that weight of an apple. Remember, we're working on Bo learning how to control his impulses and how to govern himself. You notice I didn't say the word sit. All I did was lifted up that weight of an apple, so that this is going to be his coping skill. Pretty soon, every time I stop, he's just going to stop and he's going to put his thumb down. He's doing really great on the walk, so we're going to work on all 5 tools today for teaching Bo to walk on a nice loose leash beside us. So we're a partnership. Bo doesn't have to feel like he needs to own the walk, guard, or protect. That's really going to help with any of that reactivity. When the dogs feel like they need to guard or protect the situation, the family member, that's when you get a lot of that reactivity. So we're really just going to work on being calm, cool, and collected like this. We're going to do lots of patient sitting and lots of just chilling. All right, here we are with Bo. You can see I'm doing some of those flicks. That's just where my hand flicks on the leash. Right now I can flick and nothing happens. Remember, yesterday I talked about the most important step to the walk is the length of your leash and the position of your leash. Make sure that it's nice and loose, but as soon as the dog's legs get in front of you right there, see how it's tight? So now I can flick. So I want, as soon as I'm no longer in the dog's peripheral, for it to get tight on the dog. That way it knows it needs to be corrected. There needs to be a correction. So once I have the leash at the right length and my hand in the right position, remember, tucked behind my bum. Once my hand and my leash is in the right position, I do not need to look at the dog because I'm going to go all off feel, right? If my hand is right here beside me and it's tucked behind my back and the leash, as soon as the dog gets ahead of me, gets pressure, I know every time there's pressure, I need to use one of my 5 tools. So let's go over those tools. All right, we've already gone over a couple tools. Tool number 1 is that flick. Anytime there's pressure, we give a flick. Tool number 2 is the reset. We can do this reset anytime there's pressure, anytime we stop, anytime I need to check the mail. And it's important that we practice this reset. A lot of times people will want to stop and talk to their neighbor, but they've never taken the time to actually get their dog just to stop and sit here. So then the dog's winding them up, it's fidgeting, it can't sit still, just like Bo's trying to do there. He tried to stand up and walk away. I want you to practice this patient sit 12, 20 times every time you go on a walk. And I want you to sit here for 1 minute all the way up to 10 minutes. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 20 minutes. You can text someone, you can call someone, you can listen to some music, whatever you need to feel like you can just sit here. Because this is important for Bo. He has to learn how to just chill beside my side when nothing's happening. Or whenever I'm talking to a neighbor or I'm in Home Depot and I'm trying to look at something, he won't be able to sit there because he's never practiced. So this is important. So 2 of the tools, flick, reset. Another one is zigzags. I'm just going to walk here or there. I'm going to walk everywhere. Okay, I'm not going any particular direction. I'm just walking all over the place. And I'm wanting Bo to keep that nice loose leash. You can see I did a combination of the flick and zigzags. Sometimes my smarter dogs get tired of walking in a straight line. They see we're walking up this path and he's no longer paying attention to me. He's just paying attention to where he's going. So I want to work on getting him to pay attention to me, not just where he's going. The other one we have is a direction change. Let's say there's something ahead of us like these cute little kids on a bicycle and he's really starting to pull on my leash, which he's not, but I would just turn around. We're getting too much pressure on the leash. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to walk the other direction. As soon as he's calm, cool, and collected, I'm going to go back towards whatever he was really pulling to get to. So I'm just doing a direction change. Eventually I'll direction change back and forth enough times. He's going to start to understand in order to go past the object that I want to go past or I don't want to go past, I've got to walk at a nice loose leash. The other one is a rollback. That's just where we walk forward. I plant my feet, jog backwards. Bo has to turn around and walk, and then we go back forward. The faster I can do this, the better the correction is. This one's more of like our more abrupt changes. I have asked you to do this multiple times. You're not listening. You're creating lots of pressure on me. I'm going to do a rollback. I did it very softly because Bo was not creating any pressure on me. But once he does, I'll show you what a very active rollback. Here we got the pressure, roll back, I jog back 2 steps, now I walk forward nice and calmly. Again, I'm kind of coupling it a little bit with the flick there. All right, let's practice those things. All right, we've been practicing the 5 tools, right? So we have the flick, we have the reset. Remember, I always put myself at a heel. We have the zigzags, back and forth. I'm not walking anywhere particular. We have the rollback. Those are our 5 tools that we can use. Oh, and the direction change. Sorry, that was one before. 5th one would be direction change, where I just turn around and go the other direction. So those are my 5 tools. So those are the 5 tools, again, I'm going to use anytime there is pressure on this leash. You see how I can hold it with my 2 fingers here? That's how I want to be able to hold onto the leash. I don't want to feel him. If you ever want your dog to be off leash, you got to start here. If you can feel your dog on a leash, it's never going to make it off leash. So, no matter whether you want him to be on leash or off leash, it's important to get your dog calm, cool, and collected on the leash. Bo has been doing an amazing job. I actually haven't seen much reactiveness out of him while on the leash, but I know it's something that will happen, especially once we get back with Dad and Mom, and he has to learn that he doesn't need to control the situations with them either. So we're practicing these tools because he's going to need them for when he goes home. So they're all super important. Later today, I'll show you how we put this transitional leash on. He will need to wear it every time he is on leash. Anytime he's going outside, he's not just off leash having free play. He needs to be wearing this transitional leash. In order to help him have the most successful training, we really have to just change his overall mindset and give him these awesome skills to be calm, cool, and collected so he can feel good and safe on these walks. Alright, so we've gone over the 5 tools a couple times now. Now we're just going to walk Bo, and I'm going to just mention what I'm doing. So I just want you to see the tools in action, okay? We got some kids riding bicycles around and through us. We met another dog this morning, 2 dogs actually, and a runner. Here I'm flicking. See if I can put my camera up a little higher. Flick. Flick. The question I get asked a lot, what about when Bo needs to use the bathroom? So it goes to me. I get to decide when I want Bo to use the bathroom. Whenever I'm ready for Bo to use the bathroom, I'm going to go up to the spot where I want him to use the bathroom, and I'm going to give him permission to go. And then I will loosen the leash up. Here, there's a fire hydrant coming. We'll just go to that one and I'll show you. So he doesn't get to pull me anywhere. We get to walk together. So here, there's a fire hydrant. I'll say, all right, go do your business. I'll show him the fire hydrant. I'm going to loosen the leash out, give him the opportunity to use the bathroom, which he's just marking it. But I gave him permission, so I'm going to let him. And then I will shorten the leash back down. And then we'll go back on our, let's go. Then we're going to go right back to being on our training leash. Right now we're really working his mental mind. So you're seeing some flicks happening. I'm going to do a little bit of zigzagging because I flicked a couple times and he's still not quite. He's got a little bit of pressure on there. So I'm just zigzagging back and forth now. When he goes to cross over, I'm going to leave my hand by my side and I'm going to leave that leash nice and short, and he'll feel how uncomfortable it is being behind my feet, and he will not want to be back there. So there's nothing I need to do. I'm just letting him learn on his own, because dogs learn way better whenever you let them learn on your own instead of you just telling them what to do all the time. Now don't see what he sees, but you can tell he's smelling something, seeing something. He's getting a little more fidgety. We're going to do a reset. I'm going to lift up, weight of an apple, have him put his thumb down, and we're going to have him put his thumb down. There. When his thumb goes down, I release that pressure. We're going to sit here, and I'm going to let him recollect himself. I'm not sure what he smells or what he sees. He's not allowed to stand up. Thumb goes up, leash goes up. Ready for him to put his thumb down. Thumb went down, leash goes down. Then we're just going to sit here. Thumb went up, leash went up. Thumb down, leash down. Thumb up, leash up. Thumb down, leash down. I can tell he's getting more fidgety, so now I'm just going to move on. I gave him a minute to recollect himself, and then I said, all right, we're all done. Move on. So here he's creating pressure. I can hear a dog barking in the distance. Just going to do some zigzags. I'm not going any particular direction. Oh, I can hear the dogs barking now in the house. He's cutting me off, so I'm going to cut him off. I'm going to turn around and go back this way. Remember, I can do direction changes. I can do zigzags. I could do rollbacks. I could do flicks. I could do resets. I have lots of options to best use the tool that's going to work best in each scenario. Doing some flicks. I'm going to do some more zigzags. Flicking with my zigzags, a little direction change. Oh, and then I'm going to change back. Good. You can see how we're just implementing this in our everyday walk. Here, there's dogs ahead of us. Oh, and Bo's throwing a little fit up. You can see the dogs right way up there ahead of us. Actually, no, these dogs are Duke and Frank. Deuce and Frank. But you can hear him. I don't know if you can hear him whine a little bit. He threw a little fit. But now he's in a calm position, right? You can tell he's still anxious. He wants to go see the dogs. He's whining. He's fidgeting. Oh, he stood back up. Lift up that weight of an apple. And we're going to move on. We're going to start walking. The other dogs are off leash, or I'd just walk past them. But it's tricky whenever other people's dogs are off leash. You never know how they're going to respond to each other. So I pass dogs all the time on leash, but generally when dogs are off leash, I usually steer clear from them, just so that I don't have a negative encounter for Bo. So he's excitable now. His ears are up. His chest is up. He's really wanting to mark something else because he just saw friends. So I'm just doing some direction changes, and I'm just doing some circles and some zigzags, really helping him focus on me. Whoops, there he tried to cross over. His nose is trying to get away from me. The other question I get asked a lot is, can they sniff? They absolutely can sniff as long as they don't create any pressure on the leash. If they're creating pressure on the leash, then they're not sniffing straight down. They're letting their nose get away from them. I need them to learn to focus on me, even though they're sniffing. They can multitask. Sometimes it takes dogs a little bit to get used to that. My smarter breeds, it does not take nearly as long as you think. They can get the hang of it as long as you expect it and you're consistent. All right, I know some of this you weren't able to hear very well yesterday. So I'm going to kind of cover yesterday's and today's. So number one, a raised cot. So when the dogs are in the home, they're either on the raised cot or in their room. The room could be a kennel, it could be a crate, it could be a mud room, a bathroom, a laundry room. It's not the bedroom with your bed or the living room where they just can like jump all over everything. It's a space where they can sit and reflect, where they're not worried about anything or distracted. They just get to chill and relax, okay? So if you don't have a raised cot, you're going to want to get one. You can get one on Petco, Amazon, PetSmart, anywhere. It doesn't matter what kind. It just needs to be elevated, okay? When they're in the home, again, they're on their cot, in their room, or even on leash with me. If I want to practice my leash skills inside, I do that a lot of times also. So, on the bed. When they're on their bed, I'm going to start by walking C shapes around them, turning towards the dog. So I don't want to turn away when I turn. I want to turn towards the dog, facing the dog. And I'm going to go back and forth, making my C shape larger and larger. And we did that yesterday, so today now we're working on, I'm actually leaving the room. I'm actually walking out, walking away. We started adding in more distractions. We were ringing doorbells. Coming, just a second. We're knocking on doors. Coming. Hey, so here he got up. I'm going to apply distance pressure. That's my body towards him. He sat, but I need him to actually get on the bed. So that's why that leash is on there. I can use the leash. Do distance pressure. Bum went down. As soon as bum went down, I walk away and then I do the same thing again. Coming, just a second. Hey, how's it going? There we did awesome. So now we get love. Good boy, Bill. How's it, good boy, Bill? Yeah. Again, I said this yesterday, but when on bed, you want to massage their whole body. I want to get Bo used to be touching his teeth, his ears, his paw. I want to familiarize him to everything. I want to rub all over him. I'm looking for hot spots. I'm looking for birds. But I'm just getting him used to touching. I'm also giving him that love and affection. A lot of people ask me, when do I get to give treats? When do I get to, when do I get to love on him? And the answer is when they're on their bed. We do a little bit of it when we're walking, but while they're walking, I want him to learn how to find self-gratification in his good choices. If I praise him every time he does something good, he's only doing it for me, so he won't be able to make those choices on his own. So I'm teaching Bo how to be a self-reliant, awesome little boy. So then I don't always need to be hovering over him. So again, he's on his bed and I'm gonna walk away. This is where I get to live life. I can wash the dishes, I can do my laundry, I can grade papers, I can make a coffee table, it doesn't matter. But I'm not sitting here watching Bo. I'm living life. This becomes Bo's sanctuary. Again, I talked about this yesterday, but I want Bo to get used to chilling here. I want to be able to have a party. I want to be able to have kids running and screaming. I want to be able to have neighbors. I want to be able to do anything and everything. And I want Bo to get used to just chilling here. This is his safe spot, right? So I'm going to start making noises. I'm going to start claiming things. I'm going to have Echo play noises that distract dogs coming. We have Cheeto in the window. I don't know if you can see the cat. Right in the window. Oh, you can't see it. Here, let me see if I can adjust the camera. Right in this window, right there, is a cat. See its tail? The cat is conning. We have the kids walking back and forth. Go on. We have the kids walking back and forth, and Bo is doing an awesome job. We're going to make some more noises. Hey, can you run back and forth in and out of the living room?
Why?
Just so I can see how fast you are. Go. Woo! Good job. And we just want Bo to sit there. We just want him to chill. And then I can love on him because he's doing so good. You can see right here on his bed, we actually feed him on his bed. I know I talked about this yesterday, but I'm not sure how much you heard, so I'm just repeating it all. I will feed him on his bed. I have like a tall, a raised water bucket I'll put right there. I want all of his awesome needs met right here on the bed. All right. So I started on Echo, like on an Alexa device. I search YouTube and I'm playing noises that drive dogs crazy. And we're just working with Bo to see which noises drive him crazy. Again, we just want to familiarize him to everything, right? So while he's listening to all these noises, you'll notice I keep going over and giving him that positive reinforcement. He is doing so good. He's happy and chill. He's very aware. You can see him turning his head like, what is going on? What are those noises? But he is doing a great job understanding this is his safe place. He's not nervous or scared. He's just chilling. So he's doing a wonderful job just chilling. So we're just going to go about our daily life. Oh, a lot of people ask me how long do they get down to bed? And I kind of keep covering this, but it's all the time. They're either on their bed, or they're leashed to me, or they're in their room chilling. Those are the only options right now. We're doing training, and we need him to get the hang of these new rules and boundaries, and really be able to change his whole brain chemistry. We have to do all of it, and then we can give him back those privileges. So he's not going to be on his bed for the rest of his life. Unless you like that and you want that and he wants that, but he's going to be there for a prolonged period of time. So he'll be on his bed 4 or 5 hours at a time, 30 minutes if I'm like, okay, I've got to go to the grocery store right quick and I'll put him right to his room, or 4 hours because I'm making lunch, making dinner, eating dinner, cleaning up dinner, and that takes me forever. He was on there all night until bedtime. And at bedtime he went into that safe space, into his room, right? So working with your dogs to get them comfortable to be in this state. We had people coming over yesterday, nothing. Boo just sat right there and was totally awesome because we're creating and defining that safe space. He doesn't need to guard the whole house. He's got his own space. Here we are with Bo. So if you remember, we have those 4 stages that we do our training. We do our free play, our training walk, our bed, our reflect. We're on our third round for the day. We had our free play where Bo got to go run and play in water, play with friends. It could be frisbee, it could be whatever we want. Just exciting and fun energy release. And then we have our training walk, which is what we're doing now. You saw the other videos where we have those 5 tools to keep our dog calm, cool, and collected while going on the walk. And then we had the bed. Again, you saw that video of where Bo is practicing being calm, cool, and collected off leash on a bed. With training, it's kind of like a pyramid. We're working with a big base, and then our training can get more and more and more throughout time. The 2 big bases of this training is this training walk as well as the bed. A lot of people will pick one or the other that they really love, and they'll let the other one go, and then they're surprised the training isn't working at home. It's important to remember you need both aspects. You need to order that raised cot and work on impulse control off a leash while in the home, and you also need, and we'll provide you with this leash. You need a leash to practice impulse control while on leash. And so we're creating healthy patterns. Oh, we're crossing the street. No brain thinking while we're crossing the street. So right now, Bo is trying to stop and think. I'm not in a safe spot for him to do that. So we're gonna walk farther forward off the road. That did mean I kind of had to pull him along, which I don't like to do, but I'm not going to stop in the middle of the road for him to have a brain moment. But something important to point out is as long as you're in a safe spot, Bo needs those brain moments, so it's okay to take it. The other question I get is right hand versus left hand. Most of my videos you will see I have Bo on my left hand because I'm recording with my right hand with a big long selfie stick. My left hand does not record as well. Obviously this video is a little different, right? So I walk dogs on both sides because it's important to work both sides of their brain and help them learn how to listen no matter which side they're on. Otherwise you'll just get a one side strong dog and then they don't walk so well ever on the other side. So we had the free play, we have the training walk, we have the bed. Reflection. Again, reflection is in a kennel or a crate or in a mudroom or bathroom someplace where they'll get to sleep at night, someplace that will be a nice solitude where they can just chill and not have to worry about looking out the windows, not have to worry about what's going on or where you are. It's a place for them to chill. Reflection time will go away soon. And within the first few weeks, as long as your dog is rocking all of the training steps, you'll actually get rid of that reflection time because they will be able to reflect on the bed. And the only time they'll be in that crate or that room would be when you're not home and able to supervise them, because they'll be rocking the bed and rocking all those steps. So they won't need that time to sit and reflect and think about all that they've learned and make sure this training is a positive, awesome experience, because they'll be past that point. But in the beginning, you're going to do those 4 steps at least 3 times a day. I like to do them 4 times a day, but it is a minimum requirement of 3 times a day. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect. And now we're getting this nice, so we're not ready for this loose of a leash yet, but look at how we're doing. This is what I want, right? This is my end goal. But in order to get there, we have to start with a loose leash so I can set Bo up for success. I want to make sure my goals are obtainable, that I'm not having to correct or get onto him over and over again. I'm using correction, but I'm using nice, sweet correction. I'm not getting mad, I'm not yelling, I'm not hitting, I'm not threatening. I'm just giving some contact pressure with this leash or distance pressure with my body when we're in the home. But both need to be learned so that he knows how to be corrected. He can be corrected through pressure, and he can be corrected through distance, or that look, that stare, that body language, which is all dogs speak, right? They speak a lot of body language. So remember your 4 steps. We're going to continue to go over them each day as we help Bo get better and better. All right, so it's after lunchtime. I'm just the last one to eat. We did our free play, our training walk. Now we're onto our bed, and then we're going to go to reflection. So we're going to be on this bed for quite some time. This morning, Bo spent about an hour and a half probably on the bed is all. And so now we've been on it for about 45 minutes or so. I'm just getting some lunch ready, and then I have to clean up, and then the kids are gonna start getting home from school, and so he's probably gonna spend about 4 or 5 hours on this bed right now, just chilling. I get asked a lot, what about chew toys and other entertainments while they're laying on the bed? The answer is no. We want them to learn how to just be happy, be calm, cool, and collected while just sitting here. So right now I'm making some lunch, got some stuff going. Bo could definitely tell when I popped the top on this meat-filled marinara sauce. But he's just chilling. He was asleep. He woke up when I popped the top. But he is just chilling there. This is great for him. As long as dogs are meeting those physical and mental needs, they are okay to sit here. Think about how often you sit at work, right? To sit at a desk and get some work done for 4 or 5 hours is totally fine. Does that mean that that's what you need to do all day and you never need to exercise? Absolutely not. So we're meeting those physical and mental needs, but this is totally fine. We need him to be able to just chill, to be calm, cool, and collected. Oh, he smells it, heated up. To be happy with himself. We're gonna still add in that excitement. We're about to get 7 kids home in the next hour. They're all gonna be running in off the bus, super excited, and then all their friends are gonna start showing up, and then the real chaos happens. And I need Bo to be able to just chill and be calm, cool, and collected and enjoy his environment and know he's safe. And you can see he's starting to fall asleep while he's sitting there. This is what we want. This is a good boy. There he goes.